Okay, man, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Now, come on, now crank this motherfucker up.
Break it down like this.
Hello, Internet. Gino, that Guido Grieco here again with another episode of Deep Listens, and it is time to get to the dark part of Kingdom Hearts. The part of Kingdom Hearts that some people love, some people hate, and that is the anime. That's the anime of it all. Last time we talked about the Disney part. We talked about the part where Jack Sparrow and Frozen is there. And now we're going to discuss the part with Xehanort and his crew. And joining me, as always, to unpack all things Kingdom Hearts. This is the Kyrie part, so look forward to that, Pete. Pete Busby.
That's the only part of this entire thing I like. I haven't been this afraid of a game conversation since we played Night Trap, the most frightening game of all time. But this week's fun fact is about lizards.
Yay!
You would not believe how many lizards there are in Arizona. They're everywhere. But this is about the New Mexico whiptail.
Ooh.
So it's the official lizard of New Mexico. Excuse me, it is the official state reptile, not just lizard of New Mexico. But the interesting thing about the New Mexico whiptail is it is a female-only species of lizard.
What?
Yeah, so they reproduce through hybridization. So they're parthenogenic, meaning that they just reproduce sort of like amongst themselves, but they produce twice as many chromosomes. So they're not clones. They just sort of reorganize their chromosomes and create new New Mexico whiptails.
So they're like the Asari from Mass Effect? Kinda?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I mean, they...
Are there Asari in New Mexico?
Who knows? But if I remember correctly, the Mass Effect explanation of that is that it's an all-female race, but they just kind of put in a random number generator from whoever they're having relations with. And then that random number generator spits out a new Asari that looks slightly different.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, I think it's just all the random number generating happens inside of lizards.
And so do they live solitary, or do they need? Is there a second lizard that's necessary,
Gino.
or three or more?
Gino, oh my God, all these follow-up questions. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page, man.
I'm sorry.
Not a lizard scientist.
That was dumb. Okay, thank goodness we've got a lizard scientist. M. Palladino, hi M. What are you?
Hello, I'm
okay,
here
Gino.
to...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. I do have an answer to your question actually, because it's actually interesting, and it's in Wikipedia. Here, I'll just quote: "The whiptail engages in mating behavior with other females of its own species, giving rise to the common nickname lesbian lizards. A common theory is that this behavior stimulates ovulation, as those that do not mate, in quotes, do not lay eggs." So there you go.
Good for them.
For them.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, good to know.
Welcome to welcome to our Kingdom Hearts 3 podcast.
Welcome to our Kingdom Hearts podcast. I am here with my friend Luke Sasoa, which is a vodka. Looking forward to talking about this.
Yep.
I look sadly at the bottle.
Excellent. Well, before we discuss Kingdom Hearts and Sora and Zexen, we've got our normal plugs. Reminder, you can get in touch with the show at Deep Listens Pod on Twitter, deeplistens.libsyn.com. That is where our comment sections live. And deeplistenspodcast@gmail.com. Please do get your emails in. We are rapidly approaching our 200th episode, and we would like to do an email episode. So please do send in any comments, any thoughts. If you have any questions for us, now would be the time. If you're already a patron, you can also just send me that message on the Discord, because if you go to patreon.com/deeplistens and become a patron, you get access to the Discord, and you might end up on the Discord report.
The Discord... There's no time for the Discord report. We got to talk about so much Kingdom Hearts.
All right, fine.
Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop.
Things are going on.
This week on the Discord is stew a soup? Is stew is chili soup or stew? Is bisque a soup or stew? It's a soup.
It's a soup. There is one thing going on in the Discord which overlaps with my obsession of the week, so I'm going to shout it out. There are Final Fantasy IX remake rumors, y'all.
Oh, right. Yeah, and that video looked good.
So
There's a
Already do
video of a fan creation.
fan remake. So there's been the Memoria project, which has been going for like the last 3 years, where a bunch of actual, factual, professional developers have contributed time to making a demo of what an FF9 remake could look like using the Unreal Engine. And they have basically reproduced the first level of the game, for the most part, using Unreal. Like, they made original models, they remastered, they re-recorded music, they got voice actors to come in to add voice to everything. They created a UI. It seems to be playable, which is very cool. But that is not the thing that has excited me. It is that there are, about 2 years ago now, there was a leak from NVIDIA, the graphics card people, that leaked a bunch of games from their internal NVIDIA database. And that leak has largely held up. A bunch of games from that leak, such as Kingdom Hearts 4, maybe you've heard of it. That was in the leak, and then they released a trailer shortly thereafter. Chrono Cross Remastered, that was leaked in there and then shortly came out after. I think there was like one or two more other big name games that were in that leak. And one of them was Final Fantasy IX Remake. And that was for a while like rumored, kind of dormant. And just this week, there have been further leaks and or confirmations from one Jeff Grubb of GiantBomb.com saying that game's real. It's probably a few years away, but it seems to be real. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Expect me to cover it as soon as it comes out. This is what I've got. This is what I'm holding on for. All right, so let's get over to Kingdom Hearts Land. So when last we talked about it, we talked about all the Disney levels. I think we should start our discussion of what was it? The World Without a Heart? What is the Keyblade Graveyard? That's it. So the Keyblade Graveyard and forward, we'll go to the Kingdom Hearts parts, the like Zexons and the Xehanorts and the organizations and all that stuff. I feel I am probably the person who knows this lore the least, right? Of you two sickos?
Yeah.
I mean, we might be tied, Gino. At least if it's a rounding error compared to M.
Yes, that is definitely true. Okay. So I'm going to try and tell the story of what got us here, and Pete, I might ask you to tag in at spots.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay. So Kingdom Hearts, first is the Kingdom Hearts. Sora befriends
Good so far.
Donald and Goofy, Kairi and Riku. He's got a crush on Kairi, but also Riku does.
Mm-hmm.
This creates tension. Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty is the big bad, and she's created a consortium of big bads from other Disney properties. They all get together to do bad stuff, and Ansem, this evil man, is spreading Heartless all over the place, trying to recreate Kingdom Hearts by stealing hearts from people. Sora kills Ansem.
Mm-hmm.
Then
and fixes everything.
And that's it. Then Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories happens. It reproduces a bunch of the levels from Kingdom Hearts 1, but they're in a castle called Castle Oblivion, and characters are losing their memories as they go through. Sora goes through it and fights these people in black cloaks that are Organization 13. Riku is in it, and he goes the opposite direction. And then there's a girl named Naminé at the end. Good so far?
Yeah, that's pretty close.
We meet a guy named Axel. He's cool because he's got red hair.
Yeah.
Then Kingdom Hearts 2. There's we start with Roxas, who is a nobody of Sora from that brief moment in Kingdom Hearts 1 where Sora became a Heartless. Roxas was created.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
He became he lost his heart. Sora lost his heart, and so his body became the nobody Roxas. And then
Right.
Sora got his body back through magic, but
He
his
got his
nobody.
heart back.
He got his heart back, but his body kept wandering around as Roxas somehow. Unclear. Okay.
And then they recombine and
Then in Kingdom Hearts 2, at beginning, they're in the Dataverse. Roxas is in the Dataverse, where he makes friends with Vivi from Final Fantasy IX and Setzer.
Wait, which game are we on now?
Kingdom Hearts 2.
we're on Kingdom Hearts 2.
This
Roxas,
is still okay.
He makes
Oh,
friends
God.
with Oilette and Hainer and the other one. And then Roxas realizes he's in the computer, and someone's like, Roxas, we need to download you into Sora so Sora can be a real boy again. And Roxas is like, okay. And then he gets downloaded into Sora so Sora can be complete. And then Kingdom Hearts 2's title screen shows up.
And then Kingdom Hearts 2 happens.
Then it happens. You fight Sephiroth and the organization. You kill a bunch of people from the organization 13. They're people in black cloaks. Their leader is Xemnas. It turns out that Ansem from Kingdom Hearts 1 wasn't actually Ansem. There's another man named Ansem. He's a good guy, and he's blonde. It turns out that Ansem is the Heartless of Xehanort. And Xehanort, his nobody is Xemnas. So you're basically fighting the same villain as the first game, but different. You beat a bunch of organization people. You beat Xemnas. Then Kingdom Hearts 3, which is where I pick up. But I know that in between these is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, where Terra, Aqua, and Ventus exist.
Uh-huh.
Then there's Kingdom Hearts something something over something days, where they included a level from The World Ends With You. And it's also Pokemon?
No.
Is that Dream Drop Distance?
That's Dream Drop Distance.
Okay, that's Dream Drop Distance. Okay, then something something over whatever days has nothing of consequences and is just Jiminy Cricket?
No. Something something over something days is the side story following Roxas in his time in Organization 13. From the moment that he gets woken up as a nobody until basically he gets recombined with, or actually he is put into the data world, and there's some stuff with Axel and a new nobody called Xion, who is in this one a little bit.
Okay, now Pete, take it from Kingdom Hearts 3. What happened here?
Well, first
we skipped Dream Drop.
Well, I don't know anything about that, so I'm going to make two small additions of my own first. Number one, Sephiroth, optional boss in Kingdom Hearts 2. Notoriously difficult. I never beat him.
Does
first
make an appearance in the main story, though, which is odd.
True, but you don't have to fight him.
Yes.
Secondly, you skipped the best part of all the games, which is when Sora, Riku, and Kairi are on the island together, and none of Kingdom Hearts has happened yet. And you're just Sora trying to mac on Kairi, which, I'll defer to your greater expertise here. Is their relationship canonically romantic?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good. That makes my fan fiction a lot more accurate.
The ship that sailed 1,000 fanfics. Probably more, honestly.
So yeah, just to put a bun on that, they're island people. They are living on this island together, and then Kingdom Hearts gets ripped open, Kairi gets sucked through the portal, and Sora goes on the mission to save her.
She's a princess, you see.
Yeah.
She's a princess. Also, Riku is there, and he's Sora's rival. Also seems to have a thing for Kairi,
but it's okay. He'll get his own Kairi.
Yeah,
his is blonde.
I don't know about all that.
He's gonna get his own. It's gonna be fine. We'll discuss that later. So, Pete, what happened in Kingdom Hearts 3, the third one?
So Kingdom Hearts 3, the third one. Sora needs to get the ability of awakening. So they send him on a series of missions because they need to sort of finish this fight with Organization 13, who now only. Oh, do they have 13? Yeah, they have 13 members. So it's the 7 Keybladers. Oh, God, this is already so confusing. It's the 7 Keybladers versus the 13 members of Organization 13 who wants to sort of activate Kingdom Hearts.
But it's the true Organization 13
Yes.
as opposed to
Yes.
the previous Organization 13, which was a bunch of nobodies, and they were a nobody club. The true Organization 13 is a dude and himself 13 times.
Here's the thing. Okay, we're gonna.
Let's
should hold this.
Dive
off.
right in.
Let's dream drop right into this.
Fuck.
So Organization 13 was basically nobody club, and then they reveal in Dream Drop Distance that actually Master Xehanort, who is a bald old man, is the guy pulling the strings on all of this. And in order to make the Keyblade, which is a blade that looks like 2 Keyblades
When you say
put
Keyblade,
together,
we are
that is
saying the Greek letter
yes,
key.
Yeah, that was the
It's
most
an
annoying
X.
thing about the entire game, by the way.
The Keyblade, the Chi-Blade, almost. This is what you need to open Kingdom Hearts. And the only way to make this happen is to put 7 light figures against 13 dark figures and then beat each other up, I guess. And then eventually the Keyblade comes out of it. And then you get Kingdom Hearts, which lets you make up the universe.
And the Keyblade is 2 KEY blades
Yes.
stuck
2
together.
of the basic Kingdom Keys
Yes.
stuck together.
Yes.
And then there's a sword coming out of it.
Not to be confused with when Sora can dual wield Keyblades. This is 2 fused together, not one in each hand.
It is the best possible form of the Keyblade, because there's a lot of Keyblades, as we'll find out. Because there was a Keyblade War, because that's a thing that happens.
Okay, so Pete, what happened in this? So you got to Xehanort, there's the Organization 13, Bald Man.
Mm-hmm.
What else happens?
Yep.
Oh, God. So Sora travels around. He's trying to rescue his friends. He also is trying to bring back. I'm not sure if it's both Roxas and Ventus. If Roxas and Ventus are different people, if they're the same person, but basically we're missing Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. I'd never heard their names before this game, but apparently they're important.
So
and you have to track them down. They're lost in various places. Don't know where Terra is. Aqua knows where Ventus is. Or is it the other way around?
Aqua knows where
Ventus is, but also we need to find Aqua because she's lost in the world of darkness.
Aqua's lost in the darkness, and when we find her, she's going to tell us where Ventus is. Then hopefully when we find Ventus, we can then find Terra.
But there's a problem because she's been Norded while she's been in the world of darkness.
What does that mean?
Which means, so Norded is a verb, which is to take over someone's heart and put your own heart in it, I guess. Which basically makes you evil and your eyes yellow. That's the whole thing.
I think we need to take a further step back, though, Em.
Yes.
What are hearts?
What are hearts?
A miserable little pile of secrets.
What is light and darkness? So, way back in a game called... Oh, shit. What was it called? Union Cross.
Fuck.
I don't want to talk about Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. It's
Tell me
a mobile... Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. It's a mobile game.
That's how far the lore stretches.
This is the foundational text of the universe. Okay, so Kingdom Hearts Union Cross has the precursor to the Keyblade War, and basically there's Odin is there, and he's Xehanort's apprentice.
Odin,
And
like Norse
Odin.
god Odin.
Odin, like Norse god Odin.
That's not just a coincidence.
Like
He's
Final
actually the
Fantasy
Norse
summon
god.
Odin?
Yes, like Final Fantasy Summon Odin is there.
Okay.
And he has two apprentices. One of them is Heracles, who is a good guy, and then the other one is Xehanort, who is a not good guy. And they are the inheritors of the Keyblades, and they do a thing called the Mark of Mastery exam, and also the player of the game might be a reincarnation of Xehanort. We don't have to talk about that, but what was I
we don't have
talking
to
about?
Talk about any of this.
You were saying,
I wanted to know what hearts were.
Yeah.
And you started talking about Odin.
Yeah. Just play Union Cross or don't. It doesn't matter.
All right, long story short.
Hearts are the thing in your body that is your soul, basically.
Yes.
And
also
if you don't have
data.
that, you become a... Oh, yeah. Sometimes it's data. Sometimes it's a memory stick inside of a robot. Sometimes it's a literal heart in a box, but actually that's not a heart at all.
that's very
what
uninteresting when it's a heart in a box.
Yeah,
apparently
actually
that's
that's disappointing.
Everyone's really unimpressed when it's a heart in a box.
Correct.
So hearts are basically your essence, whatever
Yes.
form or shape that takes, and then also a kingdom of some such.
Yes. Kingdom Hearts is where hearts go when you lose your heart. And it's a big heart in the sky that is a moon, but also it's not a moon.
It's
There
the
are hearts
reset
in
button
there.
for the universe.
Yeah, it's the reset button for the universe, and if Xehanort gets control of it, then he's going to take over the universe and remake it in his image, which would be old and bald. That's why we cannot let him do it, because Sora has such luscious hair.
It's true. And here's something I've been wondering. And if the answer is going to go off on more games, especially mobile games, just tell me. But what's the pain in Xehanort's background that made him give up his heart?
Hold on, let me open up a Wikipedia page. Xehanort.
I think he
Why
just
did
is playing chess.
Xehanort?
He's playing fake
Yeah.
chess.
Yeah, is it just like an immortality
get to
bid
that.
or something? Like just standard
I
evil
mean,
guy
it
stuff?
is. He is. So, Xehanort is. Master Xehanort is the original. He's an old man. And there's young Xehanort, and he has power over time and can jump through time. There is Terra Xehanort, which is Xehanort possessing Xehanort's body.
Possessing
Basically,
Terra's
young.
body.
Correct. Yes. Sorry. Xemnas is his nobody. Ansem is his heartless. The reason that Ansem became in existence is I don't know. Oh, he willingly gave his heart to the darkness. So he was just like, fuck it.
He's just power hungry.
Split into 3 parts. This will be great. That
Father,
cuts
the Son,
our...
and the Holy Ghost.
Exactly. This cuts the number of people we need to possess down by 3. So we can just find 10 more people and that'll work out.
Okay. Question. That rankled me
Only
slightly.
one?
Because, yeah, in Kingdom Hearts 3,
Uh-huh.
the third game,
Yes.
at the beginning, they're like the real Organization 13, and in that collection is Xemnas, Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, Young Xehanort, and Master Xehanort.
Correct.
These are all the same person at various stages of heart, body, and soul, and age,
Well,
and
you
all
see,
that. How can they
here's
all
the
be
thing.
there at the same time?
So, young Xehanort has power over time. So he can jump backwards in time and tell Xehanort that he needs to do all this nonsense in order to win this gambit that he's trying to do. And so young Xehanort jumps back in time and is like, by the way, you're going to have to find a way to make as much of you as possible. So make a nobody, make a heartless, possess a bunch of people, and also I'll be here now. Yay! And now we have 4 people of
Wait.
ourselves. Yes.
But so young Xehanort and Master Xehanort are the same person.
Mhm.
Young
Yes.
Xehanort has power over time.
Yes.
So if they just needed more copies of Xehanort, couldn't young
Why couldn't
Xehanort
we
just
jump back
forward?
in time?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
13
What-
times.
Why can't you just get middle-aged Xehanort and, beach vacation Xehanort and baby Xehanort?
Mhm.
Why involve anyone else in this?
That would be fun. Let's see if there's an answer I can give you.
I doubt it.
Oh man, that's Easter Bunny Xehanort. Crap. He's
Yeah.
so strong.
Oh, there's Cowboy Xehanort. Fun.
That's a SR rank Xehanort right there. Here there might actually be an answer here. In order to travel through time, Xehanort was forced to leave his body behind in the past, appearing nothing more than a corporeal heart wearing a black cloak, devoid of a true physical form. Now under the name of young Xehanort, he soon departed from his time and traveled to the future, seeking out as many hearts connected to his as he could to fulfill his future self's goal. So actually, if he could have found a bunch of himself, he probably would have.
But he
But I guess he
found
didn't.
like 5 out of
Yeah,
the
that's
13 are hit.
That's
So
pretty good.
he possesses
pretty good.
Terra
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
by
that
cracking his
happens,
heart
too.
in half or some shit.
So, we gotta talk about Birth by Sleep.
Do we?
Now,
What? How
basically,
does
in
he possess? How
Birth
does
by
that work?
Sleep, Terra, Ventus, and Aqua are doing their Mark of Mastery exam to try and become Keyblade Masters, and in that game, Xehanort fucking fights Terra, and Terra has been having doubts about his ability to pass this exam, and Xehanort uses those doubts to sow darkness in Terra's heart, and he uses that as his in, and then at the pivotal moment he's like, haha, gotcha, and possesses him.
Okay, so he sows doubt and then possesses
Yes.
him, and then he's possessed for a lot of years.
Like 10 years, I
Okay.
think.
That's a long time.
Cool.
Because in Birth by Sleep, we actually see Sora, Riku, and Kairi on Destiny Islands, and they were like 5. And at this time is when Terra meets Riku and is like, I'm a Keyblade Master. I'm going to give you the ability to become a Keyblade Master. And so he does that and bequeaths the ability to wield a Keyblade to Riku. And then Aqua also meets Kairi, and she's like,
You're
doesn't
also a
think
girl.
to do that. Yeah, basically. She doesn't think to do that, but they have like a moment and their hearts connect. And I think that same thing happens to Sora with Ventus, and they have like a connection to each other. And that's why when Ventus loses his heart, it goes into Sora's heart, which is why Sora has a nobody, which is Roxas, which looks like Ventus.
Okay. That actually answered a lot of questions I had. Thank you, Em.
So
Yes.
Sora is basically a Russian nesting doll of hearts.
Yes, because by this point, Sora has had his heart, he has Kairi's heart, he has Ventus's heart, and Roxas, and also Xion.
Shong.
Xion's
Too
in
many
there
hearts.
somewhere.
So is that
and
floaty dude.
The floaty
Yeah.
dude?
Chirithy?
Chirithy?
Oh, yeah. Chirithy's not, like, in there. He's just, like...
Just hanging out.
He's, like, a spirit guide. We can talk about Chirithy, I guess.
So I have a-
Chirithy's actually in the mobile game.
Oh god, no! I'd never want to hear about Chirithy again. Then
Okay,
I do have
so-
a general question though.
Yes.
Yes.
So, do we have any idea what the rate of Keyblade masters in the general population is? It feels like we're getting more and more.
It's supposed to be very low. Like, there's supposed to be one Keyblade master in Kingdom Hearts 1, and that's Sora. And then by
the end, you
this
find out
point-
Mickey is too, and it's like, what?
Yeah. Mickey is a Keyblade master, and then we find out that there's so many Keyblade masters that this chart I'm looking at has to have a icon for it. And there's like fucking 50 of them.
Okay, so we're expanding basically.
Yeah. Well, you see, there was a Keyblade War, and there were a lot of Keyblade wielders that died. And so we sort of whittled it down to one
So
over
this
the
is sort
course of time.
It's a Jedi situation then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Got
yes.
it.
And then because Sora is now an active Keyblade wielder, he's making more Keyblade wielders
How?
by connecting with them.
By using bequeathing.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's done that yet, but he could. There were 3 in Birth by Sleep, and
Okay.
then they bequeathed those to Riku, Kairi, and Sora, and then Sora went off and met like Roxas, and there's a King Mickey
Okay.
is a Keyblade
So-
wielder, and
So Sora's the Typhoid Mary of Keyblades.
yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Okay,
So,
Axel becomes a Keyblade wielder also.
everybody's
Yeah.
got one.
Well, not Axel.
Oh,
Leah?
Lee.
Lee. Which
Who
is
goes by Axel also.
Yes, Axel's recombined form, because nobodies can sometimes become somebodies again, and they lose the X in their name, and their name gets unscrambled because their names are scrambled, and they add an X to it because that's
Hey, And why do the names have X's in them?
Why do the names have X's in them?
Because they're extreme.
Yes,
It's dumber than that,
Basically.
Pete. Do
it's
you know
dumber
why?
than that.
No, I didn't even realize it could be dumber than that.
Oh, yes. Explain what the X's are. Explain why.
Hold on
Are we
a
back
second.
to Greek letters again?
I gotta take a. Hold on.
Brace yourself.
It's bracing. The X's are the. Fuck, what's it called? It's got a stupid name.
Of course it does. They named
The
2
X.
different things Keyblades.
The X is. Wait for it. Wait for it.
It's like the mark
I'm
of
gonna find it.
the mark of the beast.
No,
or-
it's. It's basically the mark of the beast. Here, hold on. I know how to find this on the wiki because I
Is it
don't
like
want to.
A tribute to Xehanort?
No, it's stupider than that.
Oh my
Hold
god, how
on.
dumb could this
Hold
be?
on. Fuck.
The X
Where
key
would I
on their
find
keyboard
this?
was stuck while they were writing the game script.
Yeah. So they
One
just
of
put
them
it
was
in
like,
everything.
You know what would be utterly sick? Is if we all put an X in our name. We're nobodies, but we're extreme.
Yeah, that was Zemnis's idea. And you see him do this because he's like making Roxas, and he like takes a actual manifestation of Roxas's or Sora and then adds an X to it, and then he scrambles it. And then that's how he gets Roxas out of that. Fuck. Alright, well, the
What
X is got a stupid name. I haven't
I'll
found it yet.
I'll find it. You
Uh,
keep explaining. You explain what it does. I'll find the name.
What
It's
it does?
basically it's you have an X in your name or on your person. So you know how Sora has like crossed belts, I think?
Yeah, he dresses like an ass.
Yeah. They basically can track you based on that, because that is the mark of the whatever.
It's tracking software.
Pretty much in real life and not in just in the fucking data versions of things.
So it's either your name or if you have X's on like your clothes.
Yes.
All right, it's a good thing Sora never changes, but that's gibberish. None of this makes
No.
any sense.
So this is how the organization always knows where Sora is.
The
this is-
recusant sigil?
Yes,
The
thank
what?
you. The recusant's sigil. Recusant's
I have to see if
sigil.
that's a real word.
There is no entry for this on the fandom site. Recusant's
How do you spell
sigil.
recusants?
You know, recusant.
Yeah, so the X in
Yeah.
their names lets Xehanort track them wherever they are.
Yeah.
If you don't have a sick X in your name, you're safe.
Yep. Sora was marked with the recusant sigil by Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, so that the other incarnations of Xehanort can keep an eye on him.
And that's why they always
And
can warp to him wherever he is.
Yeah, and it appears on his shirt in the form of a silver X, which is why everybody in Organization 13 has X's on them.
That's dumb.
So,
It's dumb.
and Xemnas says to Sora at the beginning of their battle, "As your flesh bears the sigil, so your name shall be known as that of a recusant." I don't know why it's called a recusant. So
yeah, that's why, Pete. That's why they all
Yep.
have the X's in their names.
I'm glad we covered that.
So if you kill a nobody,
Yes.
it just becomes the person again?
No.
You have to kill
If
the
you
nobody
kill
and the heartless.
If you kill a nobody, the nobody returns to the world that never was, and basically just gets a reset. Which is why, hold on.
Well,
Sometimes
Axel becomes
that
Lee.
happens. Yes, because
you kill him.
Do you kill him?
Yeah, that's how he becomes Lee again. You kill the nobody, and then the body, they come back. They're like, I'll recombine.
Hold
and that's
on
why
a second.
at the end of the game, when you
Hold
kill all
on.
these Organization 13 members, they're like, I'll see you on the other side. And then...
But you kill a ton of Organization 13 members, and they do not become their somebodies. Like,
Well,
you kill Luke Sword in 2.
I think some of them became somebodies and then became nobodies again. I think. Larxene and Marluxia, I think, just became nobodies again.
Because they just want to be nobodies?
Yeah. Or something. Unclear. I was like, I thought I killed you.
I need to
Shouldn't
drink
have-
more.
Okay. Another
Hold
important
on.
question. So, of the organization, a bunch of the true organization members, like we said, are Xehanorts. Then the other ones are Zigbar, Luxord, Larxene, Marluxia, and Saix, who are in the original organization. Then there's two members that I don't think we've discussed. And also Xion. There's Dark Riku and Vanitas. Who are these?
Yeah.
Who's Dark Riku?
Pete, would you like to take a crack at it? We did
trying to
play
think,
the
like-
game where he was from.
I'm trying to think all the way back to my Kingdom Hearts 1 days.
Mhm.
I mean, I think it's almost like a Ventus, or not Ventus, Terra situation, right? But instead of like test anxiety, in this case, it's like jealousy and like fear of losing his friends. And like that lets, I don't know if it's Xemnas or Xehanort at this point, into Riku's heart to take over.
Ansem, Seeker
Yeah.
of Darkness, takes
And
it.
there we go. I guessed 2 out of the 3 and I got them both wrong.
All right,
And,
so,
And what's a Riku replica?
all right, so, in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, when
Yes.
you're going through Castle Oblivion and you meet Riku, or so
Yeah.
you
Let's-
think.
Let's say I am.
Okay, sure. Basically, Vexen is a mad scientist trope in the organization, and Vexen is working on basically making dolls that he can shove hearts into. And so Riku Replica is the dark part of Riku's heart that Vexen shoved into a doll and then had it go after you in the castle. And then this chart says that Riku Replica's heart was then taken from the past and brought to the present and made into Dark Riku, which I don't remember, but
Okay.
I'm sure that's a thing that actually happened.
Okay, what's a Vanitas?
So Vanitas is Vanitas is the darkness in Ventus's heart, which is made to mirror him, and then Xehanort becomes Vanitas's master. This is from Birth by Sleep. Yes.
I think it's important at this point. We've done a lot of lore to confirm that this is a good game and we like it. I
This
can't
is a
remember
game
now.
you can play. This is certainly a game. It's playable.
There's a lot
got-
of it.
If you have
Good.
PS Plus, they'll give it to you,
Yeah. You
but
can
not
have
with the
it.
full ending.
That's true. If you want the full ending, you have to pay an extra $30.
$30.
I'm sorry, I made you pay for the real ending, but also
We'll get to the
We
real
should-
ending once we establish the stakes.
haven't we?
I don't know that we have yet.
My
Vanitas.
sanity?
Oh, boy.
Is that on the list?
Okay, so Vanitas. Vanitas looks like Sora. Unclear why, because at this point, Ventus hasn't even met Sora, but also Vanitas looking like Sora is an important counterpoint to Roxas looking like Ventus, and Vanitas is all darkness. Ventus is basically a good boy and could do no wrong. And is there more?
So-
Also, Ventus was in Union Cross. I'm seeing
So-
by this chart.
So why?
Why
if you
any
take
of
the
this?
if you take the darkness out of Ventus's heart, it becomes a heart, a dark heart for Vanitas.
It becomes a dark heart, yes.
Okay.
And then,
Wait, there are
then
dark
we
hearts
could-
too?
well, sometimes there are dark hearts. If you have a thing to put the darkness in hearts into, such as a Vanitas or a Riku replica, then it can become a Dark Riku and a Vanitas to Ventus.
Okay. Okay. So
Makes
a heart
perfect
can-
sense. It's
you
just
can make
math.
one heart into two hearts to make two people.
Yeah.
And Roxas was a nobody, and yet
was
Roxas
a nobody.
grows a heart
Okay, so
like the Tin Man.
see, Roxas did really, really good when he was in nobody school, and so they were like, wow, you did it. You become your own person, separate from Sora. You are now Roxas, and you're gonna be in Sora's heart for a while, but because we have these weird dolls we can shove hearts into, if we can find a way to extract you, we can put you in this doll, and you can exist separately from Sora.
But why does Roxas get to have his own consciousness, and
Because he did so good.
Naminé gets to have her own consciousness? But Axel, everyone is like, nah, when you're Lee, we're just gonna call you Axel. Like, no one's trying to get Axel out of Lee.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me see if there's a
Everyone's like,
reason for this.
The main character heart nobodies we want. They should be whole bodies. And so this is where Naminé is just Riku's Kairi, right? She's the Kairi that Riku gets to date so that everyone can have a Kairi. Is that
I don't
correct?
know if that's true. I don't know about all that.
I mean, it implied at the end of the game that Naminé and Riku seemed
They were
It's-
hanging out.
yeah,
Forgot
it seemed
about
like
that.
they made Riku a Kairi so Sora and Riku can both date Kairi.
Mm,
Which, Pete, your fan fiction suggested was going to happen. So
Yeah,
keep
it's all
looking out.
coming together. I mean, I
Yeah.
saw this one coming.
this is all according to plan.
Is
I mean-
Shion also Naminé? Also Kairi?
No.
No.
Shion is okay. So remember in Kingdom Hearts 1 where Kairi gets Sora gets turned into a Heartless,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he gets stored into
That made
Kyrie's heart
Roxas.
for a little bit.
That made Roxas.
But also, Sora was stored in Kyrie's heart for a little bit. So, Sora has a little bit of Kyrie in his heart by transitive properties.
Oh,
and
of
so,
course.
yeah. So Vexen tried to create a Keyblade Master separate from Roxas because Roxas wasn't turning out the way that they wanted him to. He was too soft, and so they wanted to make a better version of him. And so they made Shion, who can also wield a Keyblade, by using data, I think. I think it was data from Sora's heart while he was sleeping.
So Shion is the heart baby of Sora and Kairi?
Yes, exactly.
But she's also a Kairi, kinda?
She's kind of a Kairi. I think she's in Sora's heart, but she's the piece of Kairi that was in Sora.
Okay, so there's 3.
Ayo.
Okay, there's 3 Kairis, 2 Soras, 3 Rikus.
No, there's 3 Soras.
There's
depending on
3.5, I guess.
Yeah, there's Vanitas, who's kind of a Sora, Roxas, who's kind of a Sora, and kind of a Ventus. Sora is Sora. There's Kairi and Namine, which is her nobody, but she's basically a Kairi because she gets a heart, because she's a good girl. Riku has himself, and then Riku Replica, and then Dark Riku, and Riku Replica lives in Riku's brain? Or heart?
Yeah, sometimes.
Because Riku Replica gets a heart?
Yeah.
And
also, we gotta talk about how Ansem sometimes, or Riku sometimes looks like Ansem.
Yeah, that also happened.
Ansem took over Riku's body, and Riku just sort of roll with that for a while, and then Riku was like purging his darkness, and Ansem was in there, and he looked like Ansem for... I'm still unclear why that happened, and then all of a sudden he was like, you know what, I've come to terms with my darkness, and now I am Riku again, and I look like Riku again.
Now I get a Keyblade that looks like a car key.
Yeah.
When
did
this series go off the rails?
Chain of Memories.
Like, I remember the first game being fairly straightforward.
Well, you see, Kingdom Hearts 1 had a very straightforward, like, light versus darkness thing going on. And then they were like, what if we got memories involved? And what if there was something that happened to you when your heart got lost to darkness? Because that's a thing that happens a lot. And then they were like, what if we did some weird shit with the bad guy jumping through time, which is a new development as of Dream Drop. And also, what if there's a dreaming world and there's a power of waking, and we need to get the power of waking, and also there was the Keyblade War a long time ago, and...
So, Pete, I have a real answer for you.
Thank you.
The real answer is negotiating with Disney
for
licenses to Disney movies is tedious and difficult.
Yeah.
Writing your own anime fan fiction is cheap and affordable. And you can spin up as much of that as you want. So,
and we lost the rights to Final Fantasy characters by this one for a little bit.
Even though it's Square Enix that makes them?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
So yeah, like they needed a way to keep making these games because they sold really well without having to develop new licenses with Disney. So they created all this nonsense so that they could reuse the stuff they already had worked out licenses for.
What if we could get to the point where we didn't have to talk to Disney anymore, is the goal here, it seems.
Yes.
What if we make our own cosmology?
Yes, definitely cosmology here. When's the reset? Because it's coming.
It seems like 4 might be a reset.
Yeah. 4 is going to be like the hard drop.
Sora's feet look normal in 4, and that's the reset to me.
3 is the end of the Darkseeker saga, which is all about Xehanort. I have theories about this, but I can hold
Tell
off
us your
on
theories.
You know how in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 3 there was that chess game between Xehanort and a young Eraqus?
Yes.
So they've
It's a
been doing
weird
chess
version of chess,
games.
though. I didn't understand the rules.
Yes.
Apparently, you
Yeah,
could just reset in the middle or whatever.
And just summon
you
pieces.
could do fucking whatever. It's on a weird board, and it's fine.
They're playing Star Trek chess. It's okay.
Yeah, pretty much 4D chess. So my theory is that they've been playing this game for a long time. This is still textual. Xehanort usually wins the game because he's got the power of darkness on his side, and this is like deciding the fate of the universe every single time. And Eraqus did a whole really long gambit with Terra, Ventus, and Aqua, and eventually got his, I guess, queen piece, which would be Sora, which doesn't really match up, but
Whatever.
Eraqus has a long game plan for this one, and Xehanort's been playing the same old game for a long time. And Eraqus wins, and it's yay, light. But I think that Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be like, oh no, too much overcompensation. Now the light is the problem. And we're going to find out that actually we need to find balance between the two, because that seems to be where most of these stories go.
That's true.
Okay,
Yes.
so at the end of the game,
Uh-huh.
we
Are we
fight.
talking about
We go to the
the
Keyblade
actual
Graveyard.
game?
We go to the Keyblade Graveyard, and everyone's like, "We got 13 dark guys. We got 7 light guys. Now we're gonna fight."
Let's fucking do this.
You fight a bunch of Heartless, and then you get rocked by
Yes.
Terra Xehanort, and he like kills everyone, and then he knocks you into the cloud realm, and then you have to get a bunch of copies of Sora to save himself.
So basically, Sora fucking dies, and
Yeah.
he gets sent to the afterlife where Chirithy is, who we're not going to talk about. And Chirithy is like, you can go back if you do this. And you go around and collect a bunch of Sora pieces. And then you get to come back, and you're like completing an essential part of the hero's journey.
Yeah, but
which I think is the only reason why that's in there.
Yeah, when you come back to life, for the second time now, Sora has died in Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 3.
Correct.
When you come back this time, it's the beginning of the battle with Terra Xehanort again, so you're back in time. So you're not just like revived somewhere. You are beginning the encounter again, and this time a suit of armor shows up and kicks the shit out of Dark Terra instead of Donald Duck using Zeta Flare, which Pete.
Yeah.
So Bahamut in the Final Fantasy games uses a move called Mega Flare, and then there's like better Bahamuts that use like Giga Flare. So canonically, and this is something that people have noted, the strongest magician in any Final Fantasy property is Donald Duck.
Okay. 1, I hate that. 2, I don't think I've ever heard anybody start a sentence with canonically and enjoyed anything that's ever followed it.
Great point. Now,
Until
canonically
now.
in Kingdom Hearts. So Sora comes back to life, and they go back in time. What's the suit of armor? Where did it come from?
Pete,
What is it?
Pete, do you know?
No.
Okay,
Should I?
I'll answer. No. The suit of armor is Terra's heart, because his body is being possessed, and that was his armor in Birth by Sleep.
So hearts can be hearts, Data.
Hearts can be hearts. Data.
And armor can be
Kingdoms.
bodies.
Armor can be bodies if your heart is strong enough. Real
Okay.
simple. Real simple.
Okay.
It's
So-
so straightforward.
So the armor, it's basically a Full Metal Alchemist situation. Is that fair?
Oh, it's Edward.
Yeah,
Okay.
Alphonse.
It's
Alphonse,
Alphonse.
shit. My
Yes.
bad, guys.
Okay. Okay, so he loses to himself, and then you fight Terra Xehanort, and then you fight each of the different Organization 13 members. Each time they lose, it makes a key for the Keyblade, spelled with the X. Xehanort makes the Keyblade, and then he unlocks Kingdom Hearts, but then you blast him, and blasting him sends him to someplace. What's the windmill
where you
zone?
get to Scalad Catum?
That's
Yeah,
where
what's the windmill
chess
zone?
game's happening, right?
Yes.
Nice.
Is
Got
this
one.
the windmill zone? I don't remember a windmill.
Yeah,
There's
they
a
were
bunch
windmills.
there's a bunch of
Oh,
windmills
yeah.
in this
Yeah.
place.
Uh-huh. This is the first world, I think they describe it as, where basically it's where Xehanort and Ericus were hanging out, playing their chess game, and where all the Keyblades originated from. I don't think there's more to that.
Okay. So it's just another world. Should I have recognized?
No, this is
Okay.
not from any Disney property.
Okay. Was this from the like Birth by Sleep or something? The
No.
windmill zone.
The only Birth by Sleep world that's in this one is Castle Oblivion, which becomes Aqua makes Castle Oblivion out of fucking, I don't know. There's
Some
a
other
name
place.
for it. I can't remember.
Okay, so you blast him into the windmill zone, and
Uh-huh.
then you fight Xehanort. Xehanort makes the Keyblade,
hmm
but he's trapped in the windmill zone.
Mhm.
And then it's Hell in the Cell with Sora, Donald, and Goofy? Because he's
Yeah.
trapped there?
hmm And then he turns into a whole bunch of copies of himself
Yeah.
because that's his thing. And
Yeah.
also they have masks on.
And
Wait,
they
so
do
he
the
could have
moves.
made more copies of himself at any point.
And he... when he makes clones of himself, they're versions of... They have the move sets of the other Organization 13 members.
Yeah. So it seems like he's bringing them into Scala ad Catum as, like, he's got some
Clones.
proxy situation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
so he... Okay, so you kill him. You kill him. And then a cutscene happens, and it's just like, Kyrie's back. Because he kills Kyrie. Again. Like, you
Heartbreaking.
he kills everyone, Sora gets them all back, then he just kills Kyrie one more time, just to do it. Just to watch her die.
Which really made me mad when I first played this game. Because I was like, damn, and then she doesn't even come back unless you get the DLC.
Yeah, and so you kill Xehanort, Kyrie just kind of comes back, and this leads me to an important question that isn't answered by anything, I don't think. What's the box?
Fuck the box. Fuck the box. I'll tell you what the box is. The box is fucking nothing. It's a J.J. Abrams, make them look over here so they think something is going on when really you're just stalling. The box might be something from the mobile game.
Oh no. The
But-
worst of all answers.
But I sincerely doubt it, because then why wouldn't they just say that it's the fucking thing from the mobile game?
So the box that Pete and Maleficent and
Pete
They're
the
looking
Carrot,
for it
Carrie,
this whole game.
your host.
Zigbar and Luxord are looking for,
Yes.
that they don't mention, and then in the final cutscene, some people dressed up like animals show up. Do we know what the people who look like animals are?
I do.
Yes, according to our chart.
Who are these fucking people?
These people
They are the
are...
foretellers.
Yes, they're the foretellers, says the chart. They're from Union Cross. They are the apprentices of the Master of Masters, who is the guy who fucking sucks, and
Is he a bad guy?
he's not like a bad guy, he's just an instigator. So he like just goes around doing shit, and seems like he's got a big plan, but actually he's just maybe Zigbar? He might be Zigbar. We're pretty
Zigbar
sure
is
he's
Lushu.
Zigbar. Lushu, yes.
He's
The-
Lubu.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. And then the DLC happens.
And the DLC.
And the DLC, I guess at some point, right, Dark Riku comes out of, or Riku Replica comes out of Riku, and then gets his own, he just leaves. He goes, and then disappears to defeat Dark Riku. Namine gets her own body. Sora gets all the hearts out of his heart. He kicks them all out so that he can be alone with his heart. And then Kairi comes back to life. Then the DLC shows us some cutscenes where the Organization 13 members are plotting.
Mm-hmm.
And then you redo all the battles from the end of the game. But this time, Sora is time traveling to
Sora's
try
like
and...
jumping into people's hearts?
Yeah, he's trying to save Kairi by heart jumping into the hearts of people who are fighting in the battles at the end of the game. And so he was look, when you only saw one pair of footprints, it was because Sora was carrying you. Okay, on the beach, there's two sets of footprints on the beach, and then there's only one pair in your hardest moments, and that's because Sora was carrying you.
Yeah.
This is actually a Final Fantasy VIII ism. Actually, like in FF8, there's a character. The main characters like jump into the mind, or like they hang out inside of the bodies of characters, but those people continue with their own agency, but they get super powered because there's another heart in their hearts. Nomura's going back to the well, is what I'm saying. He's done this before. And so Sora's jumping back and forth between these people to find Kairi's heart so that it explains how she's alive at the end of the game.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. And we get to control Kairi for once. So everyone's happy?
Yep. It's because we can never have a Pyrrhic victory. We have to have only everyone wins in a Kingdom Hearts game. Okay.
So that's the story, I think. We defeated Xehanort. Mickey Mouse, you had to mash X a whole bunch, and you get to control Mickey Mouse and do a rhythm game. You can use Roxas again, so you get to control all the characters that you want to control. And you can just feel Tetsuya Nomura going, "Are you happy now, you sickos? Are you happy now? You got to play as Shion. Are you happy now?"
We really twisted our arm to let us play as Kairi. Because everyone wanted to play as Kairi for a really long time, and we got to play as Sora for 95% of the games, and we got to play as Riku a little bit. And we were like, nobody ever lets us play as Kairi. And then he was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to kill her at the end of it. I guess you can play as her a little bit.
Did either of you enjoy controlling Kairi?
I don't like the way you're phrasing it.
Did you not?
I didn't like playing as Kairi. She kind of played like Aqua, which
yes, exactly.
I don't like how Aqua or Riku or Kairi play because they basically only get to have like one move or two special moves because they are throwaway characters in this game.
You're like, why can't I summon a merry-go-round?
Yes,
not how combat should work.
They can't summon a merry-go-round no matter how hard I try. They can't summon Wreck-It Ralph. Okay. Do we feel like we did this story justice?
No.
Yes. I mean, I feel like our recap of it is the same quality as the story itself.
Excellent. Okay.
I
did
feel
you have
like
any
we
closing thoughts? Any other thoughts
feel
that we
like-
haven't covered?
We could do so much more.
Well, Em, you've been doing the Lord's work during this whole podcast, so thank you for that.
Thank you for having me. Kingdom Hearts is a game, and you can play it if you really want to, but don't try to make sense out of it because
Because this is
Sweet.
what happens.
sweet
if you
mother
want-
of God.
If you want an even more exhaustive breakdown of this, look up the Lore Reasons podcasts on Waypoint Radio or Vice Gaming Radio while that podcast is still up before it moves, because they try to break all of this stuff down.
If you want a more exhaustive
even
look,
more.
look at yourself in the mirror and just ask, how has my life become
Ask
this?
why. Question your motivations.
Yep. I just like that Donald and Goofy never are part of this, really. Like, they're always there, but they're never involved in all these webs.
Oh my god, we didn't even talk about Ansem the Wise or Diz.
Uh,
Oh, you mean Ansem the Wise when he's in his leather daddy outfit?
Yeah,
Diz?
he's got belts on his face. It's a very Nomura design. There were a bunch of apprentices that he had who turned out to be most of Organization 13.
Yep.
That was a thing. Also, Terra Xehanort was an apprentice of Ansem the Wise. Totally forgot that happened.
I just love that
But
Yen
that's
Sid
true.
is a strong Keyblade master canonically, and that King Mickey is also. That's
Yen
very
Sid
great.
taught King Mickey, and Yen Sid was Xehanort's friend? Question mark.
Yeah, it's
And also Xehanort put Kingdom Hearts into Maleficent's head as a thing that she should do.
yeah.
When-
So that's Kingdom Hearts 3. We covered the Kingdom Hearts part of it. So
If
We
you'd
did
like
it.
to hear more, Kingdom
Fuck
Hearts
off.
4 will be out eventually.
and we will play it.
probably.
I
All
mean,
right.
we played so many. We should finish what we started.
When we next have a podcast, we're going to be we may or may not have a guest, but the game that we are playing is Cruelty Squad. It is not usurping any picks, so I'm no spoilers on if we are or are not having a guest, but Cruelty Squad is what we are playing. Are you both familiar with Cruelty Squad?
Only by what you've told me.
Excellent.
Based on some
Good,
cursory
good.
Googling.
Good. All right. Well, reminder, you can get in touch with the show at DeepListensPod on Twitter, deeplistens.libsyn.com. We have our comment sections and deeplistenspodcast at gmail.com. Get your emails in for the email show coming up. And you can support the show on patreon.com/deeplistens. Thank you, Em.
Thank you. I feel like I've been Norded by this experience.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you to everyone who listened, and thank you to me for getting through all this.
And thank you, listeners. Till next time. Peace.